Okay, so with that, thank you so much for your enthusiastic participation in the Kirtan. Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Radha Damodar ki. So with that, we will go into the third part of our program, and that is Srila Gurudev will give a short lecture for 15 minutes or so. Please listen to it attentively. Hare Krishna.
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschanya Nishatarine. So, we sing every morning in the basket of prayers. Sam sadadava nalalida lokam pranaya karunya ganagatam praptashikalyana gunanavasya mande guru shri chananaravindam. So, what is the translation? The spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy. Just as a cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish it, so the spiritual master delivers the materially affected world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. I offer my respectful obeisances under the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada explained, the spiritual master is not a person, the spiritual master is a principle, a truth. So what is the understanding of the spiritual master? It is described here by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, how there's a blazing forest fire of material existence. So what is the nature of a blazing forest fire? It is very difficult to extinguish. It's very, very difficult. When the fire comes, the animals are running like anything to get out of there as fast as possible. But the snakes have a hard time getting out. Those who are envious, they become snakes. With the forest fire, the snakes are mostly consumed by the fire. So, what will extinguish that fire very easily? If there's a huge pouring of rain, then the forest fire is immediately extinguished. So, the spiritual master is compared to the cloud. He pours the water of Krishna's mercy upon the suffering souls in the blazing fire of material existence. See, where does the cloud get the water? Does it produce the water on its own? No. The cloud gets its water from the ocean. So that ocean is actually Krishna. And there's a whole disciplic succession coming from Krishna, evam paramparaptam, a huge disciplic succession. Krishna gives the mercy to Brahmaji, Brahmaji enlightens Narada, Narada enlightens Vyasadeva, and it comes to Madhvacharya, down to the Goswamis, the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, down, 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 down. Srila Prabhupada said, my spiritual master is the 10th in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm the 11th, and he said, you are the 12th. So in this way, the disciplic session is coming down, 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 down. So the Prabhupada said the spiritual master is actually nothing. He's representing his spiritual master. Just like in our daily life, we see the postal delivery person. You may be in a very difficult situation, but the postman delivers you a cashier's check for $1 million to solve all your problems. Now the postman, he also may be suffering economic difficulties. He may be having a hard time paying his rent, but he's able to give you that cashier's check for $1 million. So the spiritual master, he is compared to the postal employee. It's not the money is coming from him. It's not that the spiritual master is giving you his mercy. Actually, he's giving you the mercy that he has received from his spiritual master. He's simply a representative. One becomes a bona fide spiritual master by purely representing what he has received from his spiritual master without adding or subtracting. If the postman opens the envelope and adds something, subtracts something from the envelope, the postal service will fire him. He cannot do that. The postal service worker cannot change what's in the envelope. He has to give you exactly what is in the envelope without adding or subtracting. So the spiritual master means that person who received the knowledge, the information, the blessings from his spiritual master without any adulteration. He gives you as it is. So such a person, he is represented. You may wonder, why is this person being worshipped as good as God? His feet are being washed, he's being offered an arti. He's just an ordinary person like me. Why is he being worshipped like this? Well, the spiritual master is actually acting not on his own, but he's acting as a representative of Srila Vyasadeva. That's why his seat is called Vyasa Sam. And it's the seat of Vyasa. Actually, Vyasa is an incarnation of Narayana. Vyasadeva is a very, very important person. Formerly, the Vedic wisdom was passed on simply by hearing. One person, a brahmacharya, could sit at the feet of his spiritual master and hear the entire Vedic wisdom, and every syllable would be perfectly memorized. And then he can repeat it to someone else. But in this age of Kali, our memory power is very, very short. So the Vedic literature had to be put into writing, and that was done by Srila Vyasadeva, so that us poor folks here in the Kali Yuga could have access to that wisdom. So now we're very indebted to Srila Vyasadeva, and we're very indebted to that person who purely represents Srila Vyasadeva. Therefore, his seat is called Vyasa Sam, because by worshipping him, the representative of Vyasadeva, we're worshipping Vyasadeva also. So the spiritual master, he receives all worship, all honor on behalf of the previous acharyas, not on his own. Many years ago, I was a popular musician, and people said, oh, your songs are your teachings, and you were a spiritual master. One boy even wrote a song glorifying how I had saved him. He wanted to sing it for me, but I didn't want to hear it. You see, I couldn't accept such a song. But now, I'm acting as a representative of my spiritual master. I can accept all praise and honor. Understanding it's not going for me. It's just I'm accepting it on behalf of my Srila Prabhupada, my beloved Srila Prabhupada, and all the previous acharyas. So in this way we have to understand what is the nature of this material world. It's simply a blazing fire. It's a horrible blazing fire, and the spiritual master acts as a representative of his spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada said, I want to make a revolution against this material, material civilization. So the representative of Srila Prabhupada, he also accepts that duty, that now I personally also want to make a revolution against this materially infected civilization, because that's what I've inherited from my spiritual master. Not that it's my potency or my agenda. No, I'm simply taking up the work given to me by my spiritual master. to take up that work of revolutionizing this whole material existence. People are suffering like anything. It's a horrible nightmare, actually. If you look around and see what's going on, it's unbelievably horrible. People are misidentifying their bodies. They're thinking, I am this body, I am Australian, I'm American, I'm Fijian, I'm Indian, you see. And it's simply causing chaos, and they're fighting over, I'm white, I'm black, I'm male, I'm female. All these battles are going on, you see. Fighting, 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 fighting. It's all based due to this false identification with the material body. So the spiritual master comes to cut through this hard knot of material misidentification. He cuts, not with a sword, but with these sharp words. He cuts through all this illusion. And actually we're tied up with a hard knot of so many knots. Knot after knot after knot. We're tied up very, very tightly in this knot of material illusion. So the spiritual master comes with this sharp knife, this sharp sword of Vedic wisdom to cut, and liberate us. So we should be very indebted to the spiritual master. We should be feeling very grateful to the spiritual master. He takes all this time and trouble, even in an elderly body, traveling all over the world, so much expense, so much difficulty. We should be very, very, very indebted to the spiritual master. He has given his whole life in serving his spiritual master, so now let me also give my whole life in serving this spiritual master, you see. That's how you become also spiritual master. When you surrender to the bona fide spiritual master and take up this message the spiritual master has given you and distribute this message, now you also become spiritual master. Prabhupada says, he said, every one of you becomes spiritual master. We want to flood the whole world with spiritual masters to enlighten the people not to misidentify with this material body. There's no reason to suffer. You see, all of our suffering is simply due to illusion. Somebody wrote me, oh, Srila Gurudev, I feel so disconnected. I'm very disconnected, but actually that is simply the mind. You see. Actually, Krishna is there within our hearts. We're never actually separated from Krishna. We only separate our Krishnas due to our own illusion of bodily consciousness. So we should kick out this bodily consciousness and understand that Krishna is right there with me at every minute. I'm never actually separated from Krishna, only my illusion separates me from Krishna. So the spiritual master enlightens us how to come back to our original natural consciousness. We are not actually creatures of this material world. We're actually eternal living beings, Satchidananda Vigraha. As Krishna is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, we are also eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, but due to illusion, we are coming to Asat, Achit, Nirananda, temporality, ignorance, and misery, is it? So why should we punish ourselves, my dear devotees, my dear listeners? Why should we punish ourselves like this? There's no reason to punish ourselves, you see. Why be a fool who punishes himself when actually eternity, knowledge, and bliss is right there, right here, right now for the taking? So the spiritual master teaches us how to take that which is actually ours, you see. Actually, that loving relationship with Krishna, it's our personal property. We're throwing it away, you see. We have the greatest treasure of Prema Bhakti right there, right here with us right now, and we're rejecting it. We're taking in misery instead. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this idiotic? We take suffering and pure bliss is available for us right now. We take suffering instead. So let us stop being fools. Let us take the mercy of the spiritual master who's come to deliver us from this material existence. Let us now take the mercy of the bona fide spiritual master and make our lives perfect, get back to our original identities in the spiritual world that we once had before we made the foolish mistake of thinking, what would it be like if I was the supreme? What do they say? Curiosity killed the cat. Why do we have to think, well, what would it be like if I was the supreme, you see? Why are we so foolish we won't accept our natural identities, which are eternal, full of knowledge and bliss? It's time to give up this craziness, this idiociness. It's time to give it up and come back to who we actually are, the eternal servants of Krishna. Jivara savrapahai krishnara nichadas, you see. Isn't that the intelligent thing to do? Instead of following our minds, our flickering, foolish minds, let's start using our intelligence. Intelligence should be the guiding principle of the mind. Don't let your mind run wild. Start using your intelligence. you intelligently analyze things, you can easily understand, I'm not this body. Are your eyes seeing, or are you seeing through your eyes? Are your ears hearing, or are you hearing through your ears? Is your skin feeling, are you feeling through your skin? Try to intelligently analyze things and see who actually are. You're not actually that material body, so why are you trying to enjoy your material senses when it's not actually you? You see? Do you become satisfied by putting gasoline in your car's tank? Does that satisfy you? No. It's just your vehicle. By putting air in the car's tires and oil in the tank, do you become satisfied by giving your car the air, the oil, and the gasoline? You don't become satisfied by doing that. We have 1 minute left. I was told 15 minutes, and right on time. So, let's wake up. Lord Chaitanya is calling Jeev Jago, Gora Chanda Bole. So let's take Lord Chaitanya's advice to wake up, take advantage of the bona fide spiritual master, and get ourselves out of this illusion and confusion that we are now tasting in profusion. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev. We'll move on to the next stage of the program. We will hear loving offerings from senior devotees who have assembled here, who has graced us their presence. We'll start with His Grace Jnana Samudra Prabhu. Prabhuji, if you can say a few words, and if I can request some of you to pass the microphone to Prabhuji. Yeah. Oh, Prabhu can come here if you can. Thank you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Ti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharne Nivasesa Sunuvari Paskicharya Dastane. So, I was thinking what Maharaj was saying, or Prabhu was saying. Srila Vyasadeva had completed the Vedic knowledge, but still he was unhappy. And Narada, when he saw Vyasadeva unhappy, he came to him and he saw that he was unhappy. And Vyasadeva was wondering why he was still unhappy. And Narada then told him that actually he should, he's written everything about life, the Vedic knowledge, but he's not touched upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in its personal form. So then Vyasadeva then put together the Bhagavatam and the treatise of Krishna and his pastimes in Vrindavan, and the personal understandings of the gopis and the leelas that we're now become part of. So we have this disciplic succession coming from Vyasadeva, coming down through the spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada and Prabhu here. This succession is something that we have to acknowledge, and without the mercy of Krishna, Yasya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasado. So we also have to understand that, or not understand, but we thank Radha Vallabha for giving us this privilege of associating with a spiritual master, one who can deliver this knowledge. The Bhagavata and the Bhagavatam are non-different, and if this knowledge is presented as it is, which we hear is, then we take full confidence of this knowledge and become happy. Who in this material world is happy? It's only the Vaishnava, only that person that can hear the supreme topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the instructions of our spiritual master. By his mercy, and only by his mercy, do we get this mercy of understanding these lotus pastimes of Krishna and our constitutional position in this material world. we're all looking for happiness. So the formula of happiness is to take shelter of the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service to him. And in such a state of mind, one can understand the full purport of what Vasudeva has given us. So I'd like to thank Prabhu here for being here in Melbourne so that we can celebrate his Vyasa Puja with him today. It means that we can eat, dance, and sing, which is actually the formula of happiness, is to eat nice prashadam, to dance, and to sing the glories of the Lord. This is the only way that we can be happy. It's the panacea of tomorrow, and it does work because we've seen it ourselves through our own realization that it does work. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for being here, giving us the opportunity to enjoy your birthday party, and it's always nice to get this association. On a Saturday afternoon, everybody's at the racetrack getting intoxicated, and here we are, we're becoming intoxicated as well, but we can all leave as winners. Every one of us is a winner. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jnanasamudra Prabhu. Jnanasamudra Prabhu is, you all know, he's Srila Prabhupada's disciple. He's been serving Melbourne Temple since 1975 with Pali Mataji. We're fortunate to be under his guidance. So may I request Gopavrindesh Prabhu to speak a few words, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. On this auspicious occasion of His Grace Sankarshan Das Prabhu's Vyasa Puja, I'm very honored to speak a few words in your glorification. In fact, I met you in December 2007 for the first time in Melbourne, along with Her Grace Vishnupriya Mataji, and that was your first visit to Melbourne, and we felt very, very enlivened hearing your lectures. So first I heard from you in the temple, Srimad Bhagavatam classes, as well as our youth program in Bhakta Bhavan near the temple around the corner. So when you started speaking, and when you started speaking philosophy as well as something about Srila Prabhupada, we all felt the presence of Srila Prabhupada through your presence. So we were thinking, oh, this is such an amazing experience, such a transcendental experience to hear from you. And when you started answering different questions, it was very, very enlivening, to the point, and just one after another, you were answering all the questions, and my service was to collect all the questions and sometime read out to you, otherwise I will pass it on to you. So it was such an enlivening and sweet experience. Then that year or the next, you spoke in one of the initiations conducted by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj in Melbourne. Maharaj was giving initiation, and that time Maharaj asked, so are you initiating anyone? So that time Sankarshan Prabhu just smiled, no, I'm not initiating anyone. So then Maharaj told, because that time there was no aspiring disciples in Melbourne, then Jayapataka Maharaj told, maybe next year. So Sankarshan Prabhu started laughing, and it was an amazing experience seeing exchange between two very senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada right in the Prasadam hall. And then I was just observing this and seeing what's happening, and I could see next year devotees were getting initiated, and now we can see there is such a wonderful family of your disciples here, and we are very fortunate to get their association as well. As Srila Prabhupada mentioned, Bhalena Parichayet, we can understand the tree by the fruits. And we are very fortunate to have very, very wonderful disciples of His great Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu. So we are very fortunate to have their association as well, and gem of devotees. So thank you for that as well. Then one more incident happened that time. It's again with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Maharaj introduced Sankarshan Prabhu, saying that he's the pioneer in digital preaching. So we are now talking about the time before social media explosion. So even that time, Prabhu used to preach to thousands of people through this, the Science of Self-Realization course, which was emails and answers, and it was amazing. So we can see that Prabhu actually pioneered digital preaching before now what you see in ISKCON. Also, I usually ask the disciples about your health, and devotees say how there are many health challenges for Prabhu as well as Mataji, but despite all the challenges, how vigorously you're preaching and your traveling is really inspiring, because it is not so easy to travel, but despite the fact you take that burden of love to go around the world and to enlighten so many devotees. So previously, pre-COVID, I remember Prabhu used to come twice a year, and we used to look forward to come to your classes and to hear how you answer the questions. And it is as your book says, truth works. So the answer is straight, and it is really penetrating the heart. And I used to write some questions and give it to you because it was passed around. I used to get the answers that I like. One of the answers I had to just tell, I asked about chanting. Then you quoted Srila Prabhupada and mentioned that in chanting, hearing means you experience Krishna, experience the presence of Krishna. And I felt, oh, this is such amazing answer to my question on chanting. And finally, I would like to say that Prabhupada always emphasized that Vani association is more important than Vapu association. But at the same time, when we have the opportunity to associate with Vapu, we had to take it by all means, because that can help us to connect to Vani in a better way. So here, we are very fortunate to have your personal association. And I was hearing it is the 76th Vyasa Puja. And so I was thinking about all senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada and Gurus, that we are still very fortunate to get their association, including you. So for disciples and followers, this opportunity should be taken with utmost respect and with utmost seriousness, because we may not have this opportunity all the time. That's why Srila Prabhupada emphasized Vani association. So given that we have this opportunity, because when I hear from many Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they didn't have a lot of personal association with Srila Prabhupada. Occasionally, sometimes directly, sometimes through letters. But now in ISKCON, many of us have a lot of opportunity to personally associate with the spiritual master, ask our personal questions, and to get guidance, and opportunity to serve personally as well. So now we had to take this opportunity very, very seriously. And this will help us to go through our entire life with these memories, with these instructions, and also to take the Vani association very, very seriously. So with this note, I stop, and thank you very much for this opportunity to speak. Hare Krishna.
Shila Gurudev Vyasa Puja ki. Thank you, Gopavindesh Prabhu, for those words. All of us know Gopavindesh Prabhu, but for those who are watching this, live telecast internationally, Gopavindesh Prabhu is a very senior devotee within our Melbourne congregation. He is the head of the brahmacharis in the ashram. He is also, on the board of education, and actually he is everywhere, as we know. So thank you for those. Hanuman Prabhu.
May I request His Grace Charu Chaitanya Prabhu to say a few words. Charu Chaitanya Prabhu, as you all know, is the man behind the scenes. Our kitchen, our restaurants run because of his Bhoga collection, whom he's trained us for. So Prabhuji, can I request you to come and speak a few words?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it's a wonderful day. Today is your birthday. We are very, very happy. And I've written a little bit of humiliation and with my poor knowledge of English. I don't know much. I'm trying my best to glorify Maharaj. His association with me and with our family, very unique. On 2014, he visited our place for some preaching, and also he visited a couple of times in 88.9 Win FM radio show, and he came to the studio. So let me do my offering. In the realm of devotion, where love's pure light shines bright, a dedicated servant guiding souls towards eternal light. His Holiness Sankarshan Das Adhikari, a name renowned and revered, with wisdom and compassion to all his heart endeared. Born in Kartik's sacred month, a soul with a divine mission, embracing Lord Krishna's teachings with unwavering vision. 1971, initiated by His Divine Grace, guided by Vishnu Jana Swami and Tamal Krishna Goswami, his devotion shines as a precious gem. Brahmachari till 1985, the path of devotion he knew as a grihastha, wed to Vishnu Priya Devidasi, love grew. A Vanaprastha in retirement, their devotion shines, spreading the message across the lands and the countries. From the grateful stage to the spiritual embrace, his music and songs are a journey of grace. In every space, over 300 songs he penned like a modern sage, without cynicism cage. An internet guru leading with wisdom and care, using technology to connect souls, no distance too rare, sharing Bhagavad Gita's wisdom on e-courses treasure, touching hearts worldwide with knowledge beyond measure. As a sales manager for BTG, he joyfully shared spiritually news divine. The foremost distributor, wisdom's beacon, brightly shines. With over 50 disciples throughout Australia-wide expanse, he nurtured Krishna consciousness in hearts. The love did dance. In Copenhagen temple, a trial of faith did unfold. Vishnu Priya Devidasi's journey, a tale of courage told. In recovery, her spirit, a flame that forever stays. With His Holiness Sankarshan Das, they spread Krishna's loving praise. Hare Krishna, His Holiness Sankarshan Das Adhikari, you are a radiant guiding star. Your life's work a beacon, seen both near and far. In gratitude, we honor your spiritual reign. May your legacy of love and wisdom forever remain. Only a few times, your presence on 88.9 Win FM radio in Melbourne is a blessing, pure and sweet. We seek your kind mercy again. With grateful hearts, we cherish your visit to our humble abode, the dust of your lotus feet, precious and sacred. Mataji's grace, along with you in 2014, a memory cherished and dear. Your words of Govardhan Hill in our hearts, they are clear. When you visit Tarnet, please bless us with your lotus feet's grace to serve prasadam our hearts earnestly embrace. Requesting, please come again to our humble dwelling. We pray with prema, your wisdom and the knowledge you give away. For your presence and blessings, a treasured decree. In your guidance and love, we find our way, you see. Today, on his appearance day, a festival of the love he imparts. With gratitude and joy, we wish His Holiness Sankarshan Das Adhikari a blessed birthday we celebrate. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu. May I request His Grace Surya Gopal Prabhu to speak a few words, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, wish you a very happy birthday. Thank you very much for giving me a chance. Actually, I'm not a good orator. For my Bhagavatam class also, I have to prepare. And then only I can talk. But Hanuman Prabhu and others, they put me in a fix by talking. But anyway, I'll try to talk as much as I can. Now, as Gopavindesh Prabhu pointed out, Maharaj used to come to Melbourne during the month of December, when my Guru Maharaj also used to visit. My Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj, used to visit 2 times Maharaj, during May and in December. Maharaj also comes during the time of December, along with Guru Maharaj, along the time. So once, when we were serving our Guru Maharaj, we were very curious, to serve our Guru Maharaj. So we actually overlooked Sankarshan Maharaj, who was also staying upstairs. So we were trying to serve breakfast for Guru Maharaj, and as usual, we were serving all nice items, and we overlooked. Then Guru Maharaj said, "Is Maharaj there, Sankarshan Das Maharaj?" "Yes, please go and call him." Then we said, "Maharaj, we will call him a bit later once you have." He said, "No, I will not eat unless you come." So Guru Maharaj said that unless you come and have with him, I am not going to take my prasadam. So he said, not only now, every time when he is there, for the rest of the days, couple of days, you make sure that he comes and eats along with me. He takes prasadam. So that was the regard our Guru Maharaj had for you. And also, a couple of times, once or twice when I came to Sydney also, Maharaj, I saw you also. I was very fortunate to see you there and have your lectures. And again, your lectures are very, 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 very sweet and very attractive. And your way of expressing, Krishna's love is so wonderful that you have taken Srila Prabhupada's mission as your life. And you have been preaching Krishna consciousness, and you have been delivering all the fallen and the rebellious souls of Kali Yuga and converting them into the devotees of Krishna. I still remember in 2011 or 12, we had a Grahastha retreat in the farm, Maharaj, and we all went there, and it was very nice also. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving opportunity. On this auspicious day, we pray to Radha Vallabha, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra and Gaur Nitai for a long life, so that you can preach Krishna conscious forever. Thank you, Guru. Thank you.
Vyasa Puja ki.
Thank you, Surya Gopal Prabhu. Most of us again know him. He is, our Bhagavatam lecturer at the temple. Thank you for those nice words. We will now go with homages for the disciples, and if anybody else is out there, then we'll squeeze in senior devotees and disciples together as well. So at this point in time, I would request Rajakishore Prabhu, please offer your homages. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev. It's unbelievable mercy which I'm getting from you. It's changed my life from. It's like a dream. It's not a dream. It's actually waking up me from a dream state, and I can feel it from the first meetings with you. How my life is just like a roller coaster to the spiritual clouds, to the Goloka Vrindavan. It's an amazing journey which I couldn't imagine. It's like you're awakening me for the spiritual freedom. I feel that this material world is a very strong prison, and you are coming from outside of the prison and saving the souls. And I'm one of that lucky souls which you grabbed me and taking me through the prison corridors outside to the freedom. One of the dreams I had before I got initiated, it was I was in a winter running from some soldiers. My friends disappeared somewhere and I stayed alone. And they caught me and they wanted to kill me, the soldiers. But some agent came and told me, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of him. And they took me to the big tower. We was going upstairs to the top. We opened the door, and you were sitting on one of the similar couches, and you told, don't worry, from now on, I will take care of your soul. And I woke up from the dream. So I understood that I found my spiritual master. Thank you, Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev, Vyasa Puja ki!
Thank you, Prajakishore Prabhu. For those of you again who don't know him, he is Srila Gurudev's personal assistant. He travels with Gurudev pretty much every corner of the world. Tons of years of experience. Very, very sweet devotee. I would request Anand Vardhan Prabhu.
Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Gurudev Vyasa Puja Maha Mahotsav ki. Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Kindly please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Gurudev, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Mata. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, for coming here and blessing us with this wonderful Vyasa Puja opportunity. Along with your presence, the Krishna consciousness increases. Every time I hear your instruction, every time I hear your lectures, every time I associate, all the anarthas goes away. And personally, I've been very fortunate that somehow I have been receiving your mercy, that you are guiding me so nicely with all ups and downs in my personal life. Shri Gurudev, since the first meeting, you have increased my attention, my love, my affection for the seva, for Krishna, for the Guru Parampara, for your personal association, for your personal instructions, Vani. And even though we make so many mistakes, you are personally still guiding, and you are caring for the innermost, the hankering to satisfy the soul, and that you are doing by giving Krishna consciousness. No matter what is our situation, you are always reminding me that focus on Krishna, do your sadhana properly, don't go for sense gratification, increase your bhakti, do everything for pleasure of Guru Krishna. we are very fortunate, Srila Gurudev, that you have been so merciful. I just wish and pray that I remain fully dedicated at your lotus feet. And this is wonderful opportunity that both of you, Gurudev and Guru Mata, are here and blessing us with this wonderful opportunity. I pray that I can just continue serving both of you nicely. Thank you, Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Srila Gurudev, Vyasa Puja ki jai. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी नीति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुग प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौरदेश विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे. Thank you, Srila Gurudev, for actually accepting and giving your grace by coming and celebrating the Vyasa Puja for our sake in Melbourne. It has been a great desire for us to be able to grace this occasion for the last 10 years. And thank you for taking the time out, Guru Mata. I remember, Srila Gurudev, the first time you came to my place, you gave a wonderful example that has ever stayed in my heart. You said that there are radio waves everywhere, and it takes a radio, an instrument, to catch those signals. So you said, in the same way, Krishna is everywhere, but you need to tune your radio, which is Krishna consciousness, to be able to tune into Krishna. And that fine tuning is called devotional service. And when you tune your consciousness, then you can tune into Krishna. So that's the famous saying you use is tune in, turn on, and bliss out. So it has stayed in my heart forever, Srila Gurudev. And I also want to mention, Srila Gurudev, that when I saw you the first time, many times, I've had heard that sometimes I thought that your instructions are heavy. This is generally the notion that sometimes your instructions are heavy, but as I become closer to you, as I serve you, I realize actually it's not your instructions that are heavy, it is my karmic burden, it is my false ego that is heavy. But when you try to clear my false ego, I think it is your instructions which are heavy, which is not that your instructions are heavy, it's just my false ego. So I'm slowly, gradually coming to that realization, and you're here to your auspicious qualities are trying to relieve my burden of my false ego, which is a great difficulty, and you're here to help me, drag me out of this consciousness, the ego consciousness that I have. I also, Srila Gurudev, although I'm not so exalted to be able to see your qualities, you're an embodiment of auspicious qualities, especially when Arjuna says, Sthita pragyasya ka bhasha. In the second chapter, he says, how does a person with equipoised consciousness behave? I see your demeanor, and you're an exemplar of that quality, Srila Gurudev. You're unassuming. Krishna speaks about 26 qualities in the 13th chapter, Ramanitvam, Adhambitvam, Kshantirarjavam. Actually, I see that for the past more than around 13 years, I see that you're an embodiment of these qualities, Srila Gurudev. You teach us by your nature, by your behavior, by your character. You are so unassuming, Srila Gurudev. So, on this occasion of Vyasa Puja, I beg for any Vaishnava prad or any thoughts that have gone in my mind, I please seek your blessings, and I also pray to Shri Radha, your beloved Shri Radha Damodar, to bestow unlimited happiness and good health for you, Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much for giving me the auspicious this occasion to speak a few words for my own purification. Thank you, Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev, Vyasa Puja ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hanuman Prabhu. Hanuman Prabhu is my sweet brother. He is one of my closest friends, and he has been instrumental in this Vyasa Puja setup, but that we will talk about a little bit later. Next will be me. Srila Gurudev ki? Srila Gurudev, where do I start? Maybe from the beginning. First time I met you was more than a decade ago in Melbourne. And actually at that time you were pretty new to Melbourne as well. And so was I. I wasn't so new to Melbourne, but I was very new to Krishna consciousness. And I met you and Guru Mata, of course. And out of nowhere, I just asked you a question. What time is your flight back? Because you were getting ready to leave Melbourne, and at that time you had nobody here to save you as such. So I said, what time is your flight back? You said, why do you ask? And I thought that was a very interesting response. And you said, oh, are you asking just maybe because you want me to drop, because you prefer to drop me to the airport? I said, why not? So at that time I was very casual, didn't know how to save, an elevated senior devotee, disciple, spiritual master like you. But you tolerated me, lot of offenses I made, but you tolerated me. And gradually, you and Guru Mata have been guiding me, still a lot to learn. But after knowing you for a couple of years, you said that your Vyasa Puja will be in Lithuania. And then you said, would I like to come? That time I didn't have too much money, to be honest, but somehow or the other I just said yes. Later on I emailed you to say I can't come because I have got financial constraints. And you said, pray to Krishna and he will make arrangements, so on and so forth. But long story short, used up my contest frequent flyer points and things like that. And I saw your first Vyasa Puja in Lithuania. And that was life-changing experience. To see so many people, who were not Indian-bodied, saving your soul lovingly, changed something in my heart. And I said to you again to say, Gurudev, would you be willing to do your Vyasa Puja in Melbourne? And you smiled. Because at that time you had nobody here to run a Vyasa Puja like this. And I was an ignorant fool, not even thinking, that I'm stepping out of my shoes to even dream something so big. But I still asked you. And you responded by saying, maybe one day. And, as Prabhupada's spiritual master gave him the seed and Prabhupada harbored it for so many years, every time you were coming to Melbourne, I was asking you the same thing, could we do a Vyasa Puja here? After we came back from Lithuania, when I said to you, and actually you said to me to say, at that time we were welcoming you with your food bathing and Guru Puja and all that, and we all made a big mess because we were so untrained, didn't even know how to do Aarti. And you said, Madhvananda, you want to do Vyasa Puja here? You can't even do a proper Guru Puja. And I felt very childish. But I never gave up the desire to do your Vyasa Puja in Melbourne. Fast forward 10 years, maybe more, today here we are in Melbourne. Gurudev's Vyasa Puja in Melbourne ki? Without you, there would not be any Vyasa Puja here. Without Guru Mata, there would not be any Vyasa Puja. And I'm going to make some of the international devotees envious, maybe, pardon me, but I reckon this is the best. There's just so many of you, and you all came on time. The decoration looks wonderful. We have got senior devotees here. The mood is so vibrant, so much joyful kirtan going on. Thank you so much, Melbourne. So, in front of everybody else, I'll ask you another question. Can we do your Vyasa Puja here next year? But you don't have to answer at this spot. Let's meditate on that question for some time. With that, Srila Gurudev, thank you so much for all the guidance. There's a lot of people who have worked on this Vyasa Puja. That I will talk about a little later as well, but I will stop here. Thank you so much. Srila Gurudev ki?